Okay, now we're live. Yep. All right, so now welcome everybody. While we paw through pieces in a map of Brazen Chariots, we're going to play or start the campaign game. We're obviously not going to finish it today. The whole thing lasts like a month. So, looking at the reinforcement card, I do notice that. One second. All right, let's cut that shit out. Patrick, you're still there, right? Okay. So if anybody is having any problems either hearing me or hearing Patrick or seeing the video, please pipe up in the chat. Mm-hmm. Are they locked? But they're locked. Mm-hmm. Yeah, big line of mines. Yeah, there's not a ton of stuff on the map for the Commonwealth at the moment. I see. Yeah, so I see Fourth Indian Division down by Bir Shefferzon. I see. Let's see. Who is that? It's an independent unit. I see. Looks like fourth. Man, I'm having trouble seeing this. Fourth Armored down by Gabersreedy. We got the support brigade or formation or whatever that is. Support group actually is what it is. It even says that on the counter. Seventh Armored. That's pretty much all that's in there right now. And some of this independent stuff comes in attached to various things already, which we could just actually keep the labels on them and use them as necessary, I figure. Ah, shit. We're having sound issues. Hold on one second. I'll fix it if I can. Yeah, only it's not working. Hold on.
You need to find another set of headphones to listen to your stuff while you're working.
I need to find some junk ass headphones that I can use for work. All right, how about now, Rodney?
Can you hear me? Can everybody be heard?
Still
Still
no.
can't.
Wait a minute. Give it a second here, because it'll take good 30 seconds for the chat to catch up, for the
Hello.
stream to catch up.
Hello. Can you guys hear me? Did did Ardwulf fix it? Can you hear me?
Okay,
Ah,
awesome.
excellent.
Okay, cool. All right, so
Okay.
that problem again.
You j- we should tell the world. It's like when Gary's at work, he actually uses headphones for other stuff, and it keeps resetting the software default.
And
It's
it's the
that
same
simple.
headphones. So,
Yeah. That's why. All right.
um,
All right. Listening to like watching a movie while doing IT stuff or listen to music. Okay, so here we go.
yeah. No, this is actually what I use for phone calls at work. That's the problem. It's not really optional.
Ah,
Right. So
eh.
it's plugged into a different computer. Is the problem. So it gets unplugged, and then OBS defaults to some other audio device because it was unplugged, and it was just exactly what it did. It was defaulting to the sound bar, which is not actually playing any audio.
So 3-map Crusader is at 5.7.
Yes, it is.
Okay. So let's see if there's any craziness with. All right, so full turns, Tobruk locks in effect. We do use replacement points. Um, any access supply source for me, any Commonwealth supply source for you. Everybody's set up.
Gonna need to take a quick look at the setup because to see if some of these units start in a radius. I don't see any
Yeah.
marked that way in the setup though.
Allied reinforcements. Yep, they're all there, and like you get some on the 19th, which is day one.
Right.
Right? Some guys come in. Um, let's see. And I'm pretty sure I don't get any reinforcements.
Not for a couple days. Rommel
Nope,
comes
nope,
in, I
nope.
think,
And
on
the
the
only,
21st.
yeah, I forget where he was. I think he was in Italy or might have been in Tripoli, either of the two. But yeah, he was gone. He's gone.
That's
Okay,
interesting.
so
You get 0 German reinforcements except for this motorized battalion on November 29th. Everybody else is Italian.
yeah, they're not that bad. The Trieste and the Trieste Italian Motorized Division and the CRM Italian Armored Cav Group. Historically, we'll see how they look on map. They're not that bad.
Yeah.
So
Well, they're AR3s. That armored cav group is AR3s, which isn't too bad.
right,
Trieste
but they're
is a bit
tank. They're
mixed.
tank jets.
Yeah.
And what's Trieste? Since you're looking at it, what's their
Mostly twos, but there's some threes in there as well.
and yeah the Africa Infantry Headquarters 8AT. I have no idea what that is. AT Africa Infantry Headquarters, Africa 1st Motorized Infantry, Colbeck Infantry Battalion. So it's just one infantry battalion shows up. Okay. So, all right.
All right, I'm not
Well,
seeing any. I mean, other than there's a whole. What do we got here? Actually, it looks like we got two formations up by Tobruk, both of which are locked.
right.
Okay. Okay.
And, and you got 4th Armored way down south.
Yeah.
Historically, yeah, they were coming to kick Ariete's ass. That's the, part of Crusader. And then everyone else is coming, it's attack from the far south, kind of a flanking attack.
Uh huh.
And then you're coming in from the east as well. But I don't know if there's any. I don't remember if there are any follow-on forces for those guys down south. So what is there
Well, the rest
reinforcement?
of 22nd Armored comes in the first turn, so. Or more from 22nd Armored, at least. I don't know about the
Yeah.
rest.
Where is reinforcement area E? There's G.
It's
There's
it's in 60 6330. It's right
Oh,
under.
okay. Got it. Yep.
It's 22nd armored.
Well, this is big. This should be fun. And this is one where we do kind of need orders. The So we've got a couple of I'm just trying to figure out their vassallology for the setup. So if you look in hex 1311,
Mm-hmm.
or there is an X over 2 units with the flak at the DAC dump that says 2 flak
1311
within.
on
Yes.
map A.
Oh, that's a good question. Over the Tobruk map.
Yeah, I don't see anything in 1311.
You don't see these guys?
Oh, so map B.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay. So those guys I see. Okay.
So they've got an X and it says 2 flak within 2 hexes. So maybe they're
Okay.
letting me
Yeah,
set them
within
up.
2 hexes of that, I would think. Let's double
Okay.
check that. Those are independents.
Feels like a good place to put them. Tell me if I'm wrong about what I just did, but I set them up within 2 hexes.
I'm trying to find them. 1311.
Kampfgruppe Real.
Okay, so
Wait,
you're 3 hexes
yeah,
away from that hex, though, and
yeah, I'll go back to it, but yeah, it's within 2 of B 1311,
yeah.
first flank company, second flank company,
Mm-hmm.
and they're part of Kampfgruppe Briel. Where is they're good there? Kampfgruppe Briel. Where's the headquarters? Probably up there with 15th Panzer, I'm guessing. Maybe they don't have a formation activation.
Well, that's listed here, so let's check that. Formation activation markers in play: 15th Panzer, 21st Panzer, Africa Division, Kampfgruppe Bach, Vekmar, Ariete, Bardia, Bologna, Brescia, Pavia, Savona, and Trento. So no, they don't have. They're associated with Briel, but they don't have an activation. So presumably,
They have to be independents based on how the game works.
yeah,
Yeah,
presumably they have to be treated as independents.
right.
Do they have a flip side?
No, I think they're static. They're static flak units. There's no flip side.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, they're just protecting the DAC dump. I get it. Yeah, that's why they're where they are.
Okay.
So okay, so that's cool. So and then you've got somebody who can be set up or needs to be assigned or is independent that I saw down by 4th Indian or somewhere. You have somebody.
Well, then, at the moment,
4th Indian Division has that cav unit assigned to it, and they're screening. So that it wasn't there.
so that's taken care of, but that's basically it.
I think so. And just to remind ourselves, buddies. So for the Commonwealth, the support group is buddies with 4th Armored, 7th Armored, and 22nd Armored. So that's the buddy relationship. Anything else will cause coordination.
Okay.
And for the access, nobody is buddies. Okay. So, and there's a screen all by itself in City Suleiman. Screen marker just hanging out, which cannot be the case.
Where is that?
That is that is on the westernmost map, easternmost map, 4827.
That's the middle map, actually.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, I said the map to the far.
That screen should be getting thrown out by that First Kings, whatever that is. That's a recon unit.
First Kings, where is it? Where's the First Kings unit?
5025.
5025.
I
do
think
not
we're
see
not
that.
talking about the same. I think we're talking about different things, though.
Yeah. So go to the far right map, which is the far east. Just go all the way to the east. Yeah. And go to 4827.
That's where that.
Okay. Yeah, there was no unit there, but there you go. He's just unassigned. You can assign him to anybody.
He's assigned. Yeah, he's assigned. Now he is. So.
All right.
All right.
Done.
I tried to delete the KTX marker and deleted the unit instead. Whoops.
Got it. All right. I think we are ready to start.
All right. So Commonwealth goes first.
Yes, but let's pull up the SOP because reinforcements and weather. There's no weather in this game. And then we do assignment and you go first. Yep. That's it. Next turn, do we do replacements on the first turn? Because replacements are available, and
that's something we haven't actually played with yet.
Yeah, they're pretty easy. You get AV or non-AV.
Okay, so do we have to roll for that then?
Yes, every turn. And it says explicitly, do not roll on the first turn of the scenario. But if you just look at it, go to replacement charts.
Gotcha.
And, yeah, you're rolling, and you got AV, non-AV, and that's it.
Okay.
And air, we do roll for air, and it's pretty simple. Air points, you go and just.
All right, so we roll to see how much air is available then.
There we go.
So I've rolled a 3, which gives me 1 air point.
I've rolled a 6, which gives me 3 air points. Yay!
All right, is there a place to track that?
So let's go. There's got to be a game turn track on the marker. Yeah. Okay. And I like doing this. I'm going to do it now. So we've got Operation Crusader turn record track, right? Okay. You see in the upper right-hand corner.
Yeah, I'm looking for that display.
Upper right-hand corner of
I'm looking for the button. Oh, of the
whole
map?
Yeah, it's just a duplicate of everything else. So if you look at the display in the chart, this is easier because players will go over there and move it. They'll be able to see it instead of pulling up a chart and all that. So, I mean, viewers, I should say. Right. So there's a marker. If you go to pieces and you want to go to markers and air points. And they're both like generic. I'll pull them out. I'm putting them at the very top of that turn record track on the map. And you just increase them or decrease them. All so right. I'll have the one on the right, and you can have the one on the left.
All right.
And we've got snafu chart, and I will, when Rommel comes, I'll pull him, and then you just put Rommel available.
Right.
So
I hate to do this. I'm going to have to hit the head real quick.
You go do that.
Get started because I don't want to get sucked down into this. I will be back in about 2 minutes.
Let's see here. Who do we have here? We've got 10 people watching, and we've got Simo, who I don't know if I've seen you on Twitter before, Simo. You know, everybody's handles frequently different than who they are in YouTube. We've got Rodney, I'm going to mispronounce your name, Schmisser, and we've got Casca Servilius, and I see Peter, and that's all I see in the chats there. So while he's gone, I'll tell you guys my strategy that I'm going to try to do is I'm going to focus on, I'm not dashing for the wire. I am going to go try and pummel him when he comes up and attacks Ariete. So all the panzers are just we're going to go down there. My goal is to destroy that group first and then figure everything out. So that's my plan as the Germans. So I'm glad to share that with you guys secretly before Ardwulf comes back from the bathroom. Hey, Gordon, how you doing? Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I've been Simo. I've been playing a lot of BCS lately, and while I really enjoy the way it does ground, I think that the way it does air and artillery is like completely out of balance with the granularity with how they're doing ground. Thank you, Rodney. Do not give my secret away. But we'll see. I think this big scenario will sell me on my final take on the system. Right now, I start off very, very positive, and now I'm a little more neutral on how it's being done. Thank you, Rodney. Yes, you're a secret keeper. And what else? Everybody healthy? Nobody have any symptoms? Good. The interesting thing here, that the advantage that surprised me was that I got all that air the first turn. That might come out very handy, but it's really going to depend on how he starts things off with this. And the other thing that we're going to have to really work our way through are minefields. I can't move the map around to show you guys, but there's ridiculously thick minefields over on the eastern side of the battlefield. And it's generally pretty simple. You move, if you move a foot unit into a hex, at the end of their activation, the minefield is removed. So it basically costs you an activation for getting in there. Yeah, I did, Simo. I did have issues with the 88s. I kind of still do. But I want to see if it washes out.
All right,
I want to see if those issues wash out in a bigger campaign. Like if it was far more focused, because we were playing in a very constrained space and time. But we'll see. You are back. Yep. You are relieved, I take it. Okay.
Yeah. For now.
So it's a never-ending battle.
All right. So
you have
Indian is upside down. Why?
It doesn't say. So I looked at that because I saw that, and it doesn't say anything in the rules about you starting off with guys already expended in the setup. That could just be an error.
Could be.
I don't trust that anybody sets these things up perfectly.
Oh no. Well, neither do I, to be fair. So let me check one thing here. HQ is done. It's in the setup.
Okay, so they've moved.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
All right.
Then we've got, victory conditions, just so everybody knows. The Commonwealth wins at any time if there's a legal MSR, primary and secondary road hexes only, that extends from the city of Tobruk to any Commonwealth supply source on the southern or eastern map edges. If this occurs, the game ends instantly in a sudden death. Do you understand that, Garrett?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. The Axis wins if I avoid that condition and control Bardia at the end of the game. Pretty simple.
Where's Bardia? Bardia. Gotcha.
Yeah. Bardia is the big place in the east, you know? So I can ultimately I can sacrifice Hellfire Pass and all that stuff. I just got to hold Bardia. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you, sir, go first. Oh, first we need to write orders. This is going to matter.
Yeah, that's true. So we got.
So there is. Now my question is, hold on, flip. So I have some headquarters that have started out flipped. I just want to double check that they've activated once or something like that, or if they just screwed up the flipping. 15th Panzer would be one. HQ is used.
Mm-hmm.
Fresh. I don't understand what that means. Used. They're not done.
Because if 4th Indian says HQ is done,
Right.
so I don't
Used
understand
means
what that means.
Used means that if I what, I got to roll for a second activation?
Maybe.
That's kind of weird, ain't it?
That's a little weird.
Like you'd either be done or used, right? Let me go to the main rules. If the formation HQ started the turn on its used side, this is like 3.2, okay? Skip to step H below, and step H below is your second activation. So when I try to activate them, I've got to roll.
Okay.
And anybody else we come across like that, that's what it's going to be like. Okay. So I think we're ready to go, man.
I'm looking for. I need them as well. I'm looking for 4th Armored supply trains.
They are kind of, I saw them as I was thought I saw them. You are on there's 22nd armor. There is 4th. Where is 4th armored itself?
It's up around Govers Reedy. I see it.
Okay.
It's kind of mixed up with support. That's why.
So for reinforcements, since we're starting on the 19th and you have reinforcements, that should probably be the first thing you do is bring them on. Whatever your reinforcements are, put them next to those areas and whatnot.
Uh-huh. So let's actually do that. I'm going to wipe out the moved indicators. All right, reinforcements are. Oh, okay, hold on. There's more. Entry point J.
That's eastern map edge, far right.
Yep. All right, that's actually it. That changes things actually,
Okay.
because that is another formation that I will need to write orders for. All right, so let's see.
Hi, Brian Fong. Yeah, Simo, they're playing around with all the fire rules and stuff, and I think they didn't give themselves enough ability to tweak nuances from title to title by having such a simple barrage methodology for using air and artillery fire. And I find the use of air it beggars belief. It's like rolling for replacement points or something like that. And then practically speaking in the game, it's like every unit has radios directly to the air command and can call in air fire as needed. And that's just not the way air worked at this echelon in World War II.
That's interesting because the those exact kinds of problems are reflected for ground operations with the snafu roll.
Right, right. So you see, if right, and that's what we were just talking in the chat. That I was providing a little more. I didn't want to interrupt you because you're doing stuff, but yeah, that's what I mean about the granular on the ground's very high, and then it's like a hand wave for the air and artillery. Also at this scale, artillery had a lot more uses in terms of like interdiction or possibly counter battery fire or things that could do things like increase snafu rolls. Yeah, if you're within range and stuff like that. But they've abstracted it out to a point where it's just they're magical fire points that add to combats. And but on a hard to tweak table, so it's because it's only 1d6. Like if you feel in one title that you're getting too much bang out of a particular platform like 88s, like we were debating, Gary, the last time
Mm-hmm.
we were playing, there's not enough room to tweak it on. I mean, you could, everybody, half the people play this stuff for like coders or IT people. So I'm just going to say, if you have a very simple, what I mean? You're like, I just want a very simple setup. It's like you haven't prepared for all the other nuancing you might have to do with future titles because you've got the simple 1d6 system that you can't tweak out,
Well, I think that doesn't this air points that's going to vary by module. So there's no particular reason why it couldn't be a 2d6 or a 3d6 or whatever, or
Sure,
even a d66
sure.
roll in some different game. So I don't
Right.
really have a problem with the air points, the level of abstraction that we're seeing out of the air points. I do think the way the order of battle is set up, which is not to say that it's not accurate as such, but in the way that it's reflected in the counter mix, combined with the way that barrages work, made those 88s, I think, ludicrously effective, at least in the scenario that we were playing last time.
Well, right. I'm saying having played more than just what we were playing, right? My
Mm-hmm.
problem with the air points is that so one, you roll for them and it's like the weather. Okay.
Right.
So there's no real reflection that I'm seeing in terms of an air OB even playing into it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Two, um the way they practically work in the game is you're like, oh, I'm here and I'm doing an attack. Let me call in that air for suppression fire. That is so not how air worked in World War II. It'd be better if you were like pre-planning targets like in the assignment phase, and hoping you got lucky, in terms of as a methodology. But here it's like calling an air fire in Vietnam, and
Mm-hmm.
it just didn't work like that. But compare that to the ground where everything works very much like it did in World War II. Not even talking about the 88 issue. So um, that's that's where I'm starting to run into a little bit of, we'll see. And this game will kind of be my take on how I feel about the thing overall. And it's, like we were saying, in terms of Dean's games, it kind of tracks back to SCS and OCS, where it's like, let's just have this very simple air and artillery system. Well, when you get down to this fidelity, air and arty just didn't work that way. I'm not saying you need something super complex that chases players away, but there's a lot more functionality that was going on. Yeah, like for instance, interdiction, which just isn't even dealt with.
Mm-hmm.
Like me hurting your ability to move as an option. You know what I mean? Rather than just suppression or barrage.
Right. All
Anyway,
right.
enough pontificating.
I've finally got the orders all written at this point. So our first
Okay.
activation is going to be 4th Armored. So 4th Armored is fresh. Should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Optimal distance, so +2 to the snafu roll. That's going to be a full activation, which is good because we kind of needed it in this particular case. So question is are we going to place an objective?
Yes. I had some very simple orders. Pretty simple. Okay.
All right, we'll start with King's KDG something or other. British unit down here. So we're going to go to the ZOC of the zone of the screening units is 2 hexes, right?
3. 3, I firmly believe it's 3. But belief is not knowledge. So let me. Luckily, it's in the BCS. It's handily found in the I should say Brazen Chariots rules. They talk extensively about screens early on.
All right, because I need to know that. That's going to make a difference here for this what this particular unit is doing.
Effects on the enemy. 3 hexes. Screening units automatically retreat 3 hexes if enemy effects on enemy movement. 3 hexes away from the unit, inclusive. That's their screen zone.
Okay.
So that's where you start to affect enemy movement.
Yep. 2, 4, 6, 8.
Happy Palm Sunday, Steve Bolin.
I guess it is Palm Sunday.
Yep.
All right, and then the hexes in that zone will cost an extra movement point to enter for units that aren't in leg, I believe.
Trivia question for all listeners as Gary's figuring this out. What was the Palm Sunday massacre? The military history trivia question of today. There you go. Screen range is pretty awesome. That's a good function. This module has great functionality. Well, probably I translated it into English. That's a hint. So it's not called. You might have difficulties Googling specifically Palm Sunday Massacre, but you might find it.
All right, so that guy's done.
Okay. Just rolling up on me. That's what you're doing. Yeah,
All right, hold on a
that
second. Let me start that over. 1.5,
3.
2, 3,
Yeah.
4.5,
Right.
6. And I
Right.
think
Now we
that
have to have,
causes that screening unit to relocate, I believe.
he can move 3 hexes, and so he does. And so he does. No, so you entered my Zoc, you were at 6. Yep, yep,
Yeah,
yep,
he's
yep.
that
Yep,
guy's
yep,
finished.
yep.
I moved a different guy on top of him,
Yep, yep, yep.
and then I decided I was gonna not try to hide the HQs, which isn't really part of the game here anyway. To be fair.
Correct. Correct, correct, correct.
All right, so let's try this. So actually, enemy units moving on their move side pay +1 MP per screen zone hex entered. That guy actually was not on his move side.
Ah,
That guy was
there
on his combat mode side.
you are
So
correct.
so that's actually in that case that's 1, 2, 3. So this guy can move a little bit more. He will
Right.
move 4, 4.5.
And I don't know if I have to retreat or not. That's the question.
I thought you did.
But let me see.
Okay. You actually don't. Screening units automatically retreat 3 hexes if any enemy unit using deployed leg MA enters their hex. That guy's
Right.
not leg, so he's not
So let's go
retreating.
back. So let's
Yeah. All right. So yeah, go back to
retcon
where you were
this.
at.
Move your headquarters, and what we're going to do is you have to initiate an engagement. That's what that translates into.
But I haven't placed an objective. Of course, I guess that's
No,
okay.
no. So you can't engage me. So you're there because I have red AV, and you're there.
I'm okay with that.
Okay. So all you need to do is just back your headquarters up because never can be adjacent with your headquarters. And that's that. He can engage, Brian. Oh yeah, yes, you can engage without a yes, that's absolutely correct. You
Like an
can engage
engage or
without an objective.
barrage?
Engage. I'm a red AV.
Well, I will engage then.
Okay. So we go to the table and you're 5 attacking my 5 on the engagement chart. There's no objective, double objective zone. There's no limited AV. You got no support.
There's no support involved.
Nope, nope. So it's a straight up 2d6.
7. Both
7.
lost.
Yep. Decrease steps. And you can do it again if you so desire.
Sure.
Okay.
That's
Both
exactly
lost.
the same result.
Yep. So you're stuck there, and I'm stuck here. And yes, you can. So now, yeah, you can keep moving that other light tank. Come up, do the same thing. Hello, John Longshore. John Longshore is correct in his answer to the trivia question. That was when that really was the death of the operational Luftwaffe. So everyone forgets as they get all fixated on their least front Stalingrad stuff that most of the Luftwaffe was sent to the Mediterranean in response to the invasion of North Africa, which is why they had air superiority for so long there. And finally, most of the what I call the operational Luftwaffe, the Luftwaffe that could support attacks, that could support other operations, etc., was all completely shellacked, mainly on Palm Sunday, but days around it as they were flying. Basically, they just got pounced and eaten up by British and U.S. planes from going, trying to hit them as they were going from Sicily to Tunisia. Palm Sunday, 1943.
All right.
Thank you for the answer, John Longshore.
Movement from movement's done. So I'm going to have more engagements. In all cases, this is exactly the same rule. However,
Right. What I would do for your best strategy is because you can move an engagement guy and hold another guy back and see if you can blow through me, which you'd love to do. So you don't have to move everybody. So I take one of those light tanks and save it. Yeah.
all right,
Just move the next guy up and hammer away.
all right, that's this guy.
Right.
So let's roll it. 10. That is target loss and retreat.
Okay. So now I decrease steps and I have to retreat 3. 1, 2, 3. And there we go. And that guy can keep moving.
This guy moved 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he can engage again. Yes, he has only taken 1 fire action. So he'll do that. That's a both loss again.
Okay. So we're pointed out in the rules with the screens that yes, that first result you got,
Mm-hmm.
both loss,
Mm-hmm.
is converted to, so that guy your guy gets his losses back.
Oh,
I
really?
get my yes. Move your other light tank back. I get all my losses. No, 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 yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
Sorry.
Just yeah. Let me just undo it.
Okay.
Yeah. Move you guys. Decrease, increase, increase, increase. All right. He gets to fall back. So it turns into target loss. What's it called? No loss, defender retreat, which I just did. So while I'm screening,
No loss on either side?
yeah, yes, because a both loss gets converted into that. Specifically, the both loss result.
But not defender loss and retreat.
Right, but that's the first thing you did was you moved up that first tank right
Right.
before you moved
Yeah.
anybody
And I
else.
hit you twice, and we did
Right.
both
The,
losses.
the first time you hit me was a
Uh-huh.
both loss, so I had to retreat. So you can keep going.
Oh, okay. Shit. All right.
All right.
Well, let's. So this was a
All this granularity on
1,
screens, but we
2,
roll
3,
1d6 for but we roll 1d6 for
4,
air. Right.
4.5. So we'll hit you again now. So I don't take those losses either.
Nope. Nope. So he max him out.
All right.
There,
We'll
he's
hit you
max.
with the second
Right.
hit then,
Exactly.
which is a fire loss and traffic.
Right. So you take a loss. There's traffic.
Is there a marker for traffic?
I forget. I think it's just a status. Yes, there's a traffic stop marker. Traffic shows the effects of areas which are clogged with post-combat confusion. Traffic stop markers are applied in some combat engagement table. Traffic inflict a stop on all units entering that hex, so nobody else can enter that hex. Or if they enter
Where's
that,
the marker?
so let's go miscellaneous markers, markers. Whoa. Did you beat up your computer?
I dropped something on the keyboard.
I'm just all right. You flip this keyboard. Boom.
God damn it!
All right. Combat markers, no. Boundary markers, no. Markers, no. Might be a status on the guy. I'm not seeing any.
All right. Well,
You could just put a note on him that says traffic. That'll.
let's put the good old KTX marker on. Till we find something different.
That sounds good. That looks awesome.
All right.
Visually stunning. So,
all right. So the second guy starts here, and he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5, 5.
Okay.
And he's going to hit that unit. Now this guy's going to be at full as well.
Right.
Same thing.
Well, God bless your cruiser tanks, man. That's all I can say. I don't know what to tell you.
All right. I'll move the HQ. We'll keep the HQ right there. Actually, let me turn.
Wow, those guys sure did their job. Can't really ask for more than that. Now, the deal with the headquarters is they're actually in the rules, so you can't be adjacent to an enemy unit, but unless they move adjacent to you. Okay,
Right.
You can't move adjacent to them. So, but if I move, I've got to get the hell out of there. So,
How long does that traffic hang around? Just for the turn?
yeah,
Cleaned up at the end?
when you do, yep, you do clean up, it goes away.
Okay. All right, that's it for 4th Armored. Let's see what we have for second activation. We are getting a +1 to this for being. Let's do fatigue first, actually. So, because that is important. So we will fatigue on a 1 to 2. There's the 2. Whoops.
Yeah, you were not. You were so not.
So no +1 to that.
All right.
But they do get a second activation.
So you're only on roads.
Yes.
You're optimal.
Yes.
No modifier for fatigue. So and you so.
And I needed a 4, 4, 5, or 6.
Right. You got that. I'm just figuring out your snafu. So I think you're at +2 on your snafu. I don't know what your default is today.
Plus. Okay, hold on a second. Optimal distance, not fresh, just +1.
Your default is 0, so you're +2.
Yeah. Where's the
optimal?
second? Yeah.
I'm sorry. You're just +1. You
Right.
don't get an extra -1. You're not on track, so you're +1. There you go on your snafu.
Yes,
right.
That's where I was at with that. All right, snafu.
Ooh.
That's a that's a partial. That's that's not the end of the world. Oh, okay. So hold
No.
on one second here. Let's check something here. When does that traffic go away? At the end of the turn or the end of the activation?
So I know how you'd like it to be, but I
Yeah,
will look at it.
exactly. Actually, that happens at the end of the activation.
There you go.
All right, so that's good.
I know how you'd like it to, but what are the rules?
All right, what happens if I roll over your supply trains?
They get ghosted, and I have to move them into a better place.
All right.
It's not really.
So are we 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? We're actually out of command range on that guy. Can he still activate?
Did you leave somebody behind?
No. But I couldn't get the supporting unit, the unit that's protecting the headquarters, up to any farther along that road. That's why the
Ah,
headquarters is in the hex that it's in, as opposed to one hex forward.
right.
All right, so let's do it this way. It's going to be 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
I'm gonna
13.
turn off. I've turned off the screen range because it's annoying me.
That's fine.
There's no purpose to it.
Well, it will be in a second, but right this second there isn't. All right, so I've just rolled over your Vecmar supply trains.
Okay. So, to be precise, I believe the jump shit. Sure, I'm gonna call it
I
that.
don't think. Yeah.
Hard and soft jumps. Anytime a hex containing an HQ and or combat trains, which is that,
Mm-hmm.
we do the jump thing. So I'm gonna roll a d6 and we'll find out if this is a hard or soft jump.
Okay.
This is a soft jump.
Okay.
So you have to finish movement.
I'm going to turn that screen range back on. So this is guy's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That's it. He's done.
Okay, so we are going to jump him. And we don't, it's not so much that you jumped us, it's the fact that you're blocking. So we are going to now jump hither, which ghosts them. Okay. You may continue.
All right. We're going to, I think, take this unit right here. This is 8th Hussars. We're going to do an engagement on that screening unit again.
Okay, same roll.
That's both loss.
Right. So we're going to retreat. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
And you may keep moving.
So that's 1. That's going to put myself in the same hex as your HQ.
Right. So we roll. It is another soft jump. You must finish moving.
All right, so that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's done.
Okay. So we can move or not, and we're going to go there.
Okay. We're going to go 1. That's going to cost an extra, so that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's reconsider that, actually. He actually doesn't take that penalty right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm satisfied with that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's dumb, actually. We go there, take a fire action to engage. It's the same roll. It's an even up roll.
Okay.
That's a loss in traffic.
Mm.
Right.
I love you, Colonel Von Luke.
You should express your love to the designer of the vessel die roller. All right, we do screen. We decide that when is it the beginning of the whole activation? I think it is.
Forget it. Might even be an assignment.
It's not. I can tell you that.
You can tell me that? All right.
Yeah, I can tell you it's not an assignment.
I believe at the beginning. Or before it's moved. That would be the choices I would get. I would posit.
They can only be marked as screening in the formation's initial activation.
Activation.
Not during a second activation.
Okay.
At the start of the initial activation, so you basically you assign it when you assign the objectives.
Right.
That was a partial activation, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Fuck. Okay.
Did you move too far?
Yeah.
Could you not have jumped my supply train?
I think I couldn't have. Let's see. Let's see how far back the.
Hogan?
Yeah, well. All right, so this looks like the situation, except for this guy, which I think I can't fix. So he was back. I can tell you exactly where he was, though. He was right here. All right. So that does completely change what we were doing. Sorry about that, folks. Okay.
What's in your vape pen? No, I'm just kidding.
It's not the CBD oil, I can tell you that. I ain't got time for that.
I ain't got time for that.
All right. So we're going to unfortunately, the undoing did not fix the step decreases.
As of right now, ain't nobody. You have lost 2 steps to 2 light tanks because you had from the maximum because you had stop in traffic.
Yes.
Loss in traffic.
All right.
That's
Which
where you
means this guy's the guy that's not reduced. Okay. All right. That works. All right. Let's try the flip that guy back. This guy doesn't flip, right? He does not flip. Okay. So let's hit the recon unit from 3rd Royal Tank Regiment.
I do not know what a 5 is.
I'm sure that's a loss in traffic.
No. Yes, it is. It is a loss in traffic.
Uh-huh.
Look.
All right, let's do it again. That's you retreat.
So give your guy a loss. You didn't take the loss. You just gave him the traffic. And we will go 1, 2, 3. Take our screen with us. I need to leave Vekmar here. All right.
All right, and that's this guy. He can move out of that hex, right? He just can't move into it?
You can move into it. You can't move out of it.
So I guess he's done then.
Yeah.
All right. 8th Hussars moves over the HQ.
Okay.
Over
we roll.
Hard or soft?
Soft.
Okay. So this guy will move. That was 1, 2. We'll barrage the recon unit.
Engagement.
The invincible recon unit.
So now
who cannot take step losses.
You finished your movement, right?
I guess so. Well, no, not necessarily. That was 1, 2, 3. Yeah, actually, he is done moving.
Okay. So Vekmar is going to. We're gonna ghost our train again because I am gonna relocate. I want to pull back. Make sure I'll pull back. No, we want to go. Yeah, that's where we want to go. So, all right, let me unmove him. And you go ahead and do another engagement.
That's a loss in traffic.
You do roll. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna give you the credit. Yep. It's a loss in traffic.
All right, so the entire British 4th Armored what is this? A division, or it's probably a brigade. The entire British 4th Armored Brigade has been annihilated by this fucking recon unit.
Yeah. Uh-huh. But you can call in air like it's nobody's problem.
But we're not. I can't really do that with no objectives. So it's only good for that modifier. All right, 1. There's a traffic marker there too. 1, 2, 3.
Hi, Alan.
Hit the recon unit again. Hit the indestructible. That's nothing. Go ahead and retreat him.
Okay, I shall.
That is a result that I can live with. I think I just don't like the way the table breaks, or I don't like the vassal die roll, or one of the two.
Yes.
That was 3 for him.
I was here on the road, and I go, one. Yes, you're right. We're gonna
All
go.
right. So what's going to happen next turn is you're
Hold
just
on.
going to roll
1,
right
2,
back behind me with this
3. 2, 3. Yep.
with this unit. So
Maybe. I'm not that strong, man. Like for all you're talking, I can't really attack you with them. I have a 0 AV. So the units that could just defend and fall back. So
yeah. Um. I think I don't have a sense that that engagement table really works right with the screening rule.
you could very well be right. And screening is the thing they made a big deal out of in this series.
Well, in this
In this
particular,
title. In
yeah,
this title.
exactly, because this game is actually I think where it was introduced,
Right.
and I like the idea. I guess they're done.
It feels like a big old work in progress where they're just slapping stuff on and trying to figure it out, right?
Well,
Yeah.
in principle, I'm okay with that, but
In practice, it makes part of you thinks like maybe I should wait for, when it's at version 5.
like OCS, wait till it's version 4.2.
Right. Right. It's I don't board games, computer doesn't matter. I don't like when stuff's in beta. It
Yeah. All right. So I'm done. So it's your activation. I'm gonna go grab a battery change while you think about that. I'll be gone for about 30 seconds.
a battery change. Okay. So, YouTube stream. He's secretly been frustrated by the recon. Audience. I have asked you a secret question. Who?
I mean, had I rolled every roll was either average or below average, so that was really the problem.
No, you roll 2s and 3s, bro.
Yeah.
So yeah. So let's see here. I think that I want to activate 21st Panzer Division. So let's see what goes down with that. Well, they're fresh and they have not been activated yet. Per the start of the game. So we're gonna flip them. Flip. And they are fresh. They are, of course, the headquarters set up on a track when they could have set up on a road, but no, we're going to set them up on a track just to give them a -1. They're +1 because they're fresh, but they're optimal. So it's a net of...
Sounds like 0 and then -1 for the German modifier. So
What's the chart?
-1.
What
Axis
is my
snafus? Germans get -1 blanket.
Right. So I got a net of 0 is what this turns into.
-1.
Here we go for the snafu roll. 4. It's a partial.
So just to get it right, you're at +1 for being fresh.
Right.
-1 for being on tracks. -1 for being German. And +1 for optimal. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Where's the trains? Yeah, okay.
Trains exactly six back from the 21st Panzer. So yeah, it's typical. They said, this was like a setup, like, hey, let's make sure they end up with this. They do the same thing in BBS, which I don't like, which is ahistorically they move. There are 2 formations that historically came in at a southernmost It's the best way I could describe it, reinforcement area. But in the scenario, they make them come in the west because they want those formations to hang around there, but they don't explicitly say it in the designer's notes. And it's like, right, right. These weird little balance things where it's like, if this headquarters was on this road, they'd be on a road in optimal and have a +1. All right. So, okay. Unmove him because I'm going to do stuff. All right. So these guys are going to say, heck with you, 4th Armored. And they're going to go 1, 2, 3. Yeah. 1, 2. No, that's 1. 2.5. 3.5, 4.5, 5.5, 6.5 to there. These guys are going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And headquarters is going to be on a road. East command range. Pretty good hella command range.
Well, it's another one of those things where it's like the German command ranges are all 10s, 12s, and 14s, and
Yeah,
the Allies are all 3s and 5s.
but that's accurate in the sense that that it was the nature of how they like specifically the Allied brigade structure at this time, and how their armored divisions were structured. Yeah. They had flaws. They changed later in the war. So let's see here. We've got 1 artillery, which we're going to keep adjacent to the headquarters. And these guys are going to flip because they're going to go. And they're fresh. So put that here. And now the machine gun company and the Panzer Grenadiers flip, flip. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4.5, 5.5. These guys are going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, and a half. And that is 15th Panzer's activation.
21st Panzer.
21st, right. So now let's see if we get a second one out of this deal. They need a 3 or higher because they're the badasses that are 21st Panzer. They get a 3. And now let me count back because I need to make sure I'm still on optimal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. They are no longer an optimal, but they're not on tracks. So they're just fresh. So this is a net 0 on this snafu. 10, full activation. That's how we like to do this. So I want to go about doing this. We're just going to stay in that mood. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And we're going to do engagement with little light tanks, little light tanky tanks. So we're in move mode, so this is risky. But we're at a net +1 from what I can see. 6 tier 5.
Yeah, I think so.
So here we go. I roll awesome while you roll crap because this thing favors me on the engagement chart. And because I've secretly talked to the computer, so it is target loss and retreat.
Okay.
Good evening from military board gamer. All right. So yeah. And that was 12, and he's going to now go 13. And we're going to do a second engagement, and we're going to second engagement. So here we go. Same roll. This I feel like is going to be a both loss.
If it's even up, it's +1, but it's still both
Right.
loss.
Right. So here we go. I take a loss.
Now that's 1 loss for both units, correct?
Right. Right. We
I
both take a
mean,
loss.
both units. There's 2 units in my hex. Do they both take that loss?
I do not
Because
remember. I would have to look.
I think they do. Hold on, let's check it.
Yeah, Steve Bolin, I see what you're saying, but I'm not. That's kind of like, so play your own game, you know. Thanks, Gordon. They're always one-on-one. Engagements are always one-on-one, man. One of our audience looked it up, who I trust. So it was just that guy, not the other guy.
Okay. So
Yep.
do they both retreat?
No, the other guy just stays there. I engage the guy with the red AV. Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And this guy here is going to go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nine, 10, 11, 12, 13. And we've got to do 2 engagement. So we're going to engage. It doesn't matter. I've got to engage you both.
+1 on the
So,
roll.
right. So we're going to do the guy to the left and then the guy to the guy to the left. Ooh, that's bad. So that
That's
is
you. That's a 4. So that's a fire
right.
loss in traffic.
That's a loss and traffic. Yep. Thank you. Glad you saved those. And then I'm forced to do an engagement against the other guy because I'm stuck in the red AV. Either one doesn't matter. So we'll shoot at the guy who's a 3. Why not? All right. That is a 7, which is both low. Decrease. And that is it for my tankies, and I'll keep moving everybody. 1, 2. And yeah, we're just going to take the coordination. Everybody else is going to kind of come down here. And all these counters. And put the artillery underneath the headquarters. Put the limited support here. And that is that. Now I need to roll for fatigue because I am done with my activation. I do not get fatigue. I'm still fresh. And that is that. He is done. Let me flip the headquarters. Work is done. And the traffic is now gone. Where did you move these things? These are handy to have. I'm going to move it to the bottom of the map.
I have. This looks like a good opportunity to make a bunch of them. I got them on the Allied reinforcement card.
Okay. So that is that. Over to you. Yeah, Gordon. I think he was confusing barrage, which is different. But yeah, if it's an engage, it's the guy who has the ability to stop your tank is the guy who engages.
That makes sense.
Yeah, the barrage is different. You're just barraging it, so everybody's ass is up for grabs. But you do a different role for everybody. No,
So,
military wargamer. It's both loss, and it's either fire loss and traffic or target loss and retreat. So, sorry, I've just answered your question. Go ahead. Ask me, Gary. Ask me.
should those roles have been on the support involved table? Because there is defensive support for Fourth Armored.
Yes. Yes. Those last two.
So the last, was that a 6 and a 4, or was that a 3 and a 6?
That was ugh.
A 4 was your fatigue roll.
You're asking me quite after the fact.
I want to say it was a 3 and a 6, which means
It was a 3 and a 6. So 3 still target loss and traffic. That doesn't matter.
but you're at
Fire,
+1 and both
fire,
rolls.
fire. Right, fire loss and traffic. So the 3 was going to stay fire loss and traffic regardless of whatever I was on. The other one becomes a 7, which is just target drop.
But not a
So
loss.
right, correct.
But you don't take a step either.
Right, right. So I will take
right.
my step back. Yep. And you're back at 3, the guy to the right. Yep. Yeah, I'm not tracking your support. So you gotta, if I'm engaging.
No, you're right. I gotta tell you, you're absolutely right.
So let's see here. I am satisfied with 21st Panzer's movement. So it is over to you, sir.
I'm thinking.
I am done.
All right.
Okay, John Longshore, you asked the pointed question. You do what you're going to do, Gary. I'll answer him. My opinion, purely my opinion. I think it explores a lot of interesting ideas I like at this scale. I think that the idea to do it as a series makes them, they go back and they're having to change things, so it feels like everything's in beta and they're coming up with a new set of changes. So that I kind of like screens. Does it really work? They're not sure yet. So I don't like that aspect of it, and that's from a choosing to do things from a series system standpoint. So they're so at the very beginning that it feels like it's a computer program that's in beta. Okay. So I don't like that. And I don't like the way that kind of ties into my issues with the 88s that I expressed before have more to do with that. Like they're going back and figuring out how to do fire combat all over again and stuff like that. So that's a big negative for me right now. And then the third thing is I don't like the way it does artillery and air. I think it's absolutely too abstracted compared. It'd be like, it just feels out of balance with the level of complexity on the ground, and not just out of balance. It's not how it worked in World War II. It's not historically or militarily evocative. I don't expect everything to be a model, but it's just not working that way. They haven't dealt with that, and I think that's in the DNA of other series where they've had like simple barrage tables and simple use of air, basically. So they're trying to port that DNA over here. It doesn't work for me at this level of complexity. So, do I think it's a keeper? For me right now, not in its current so far. But I want to play Operation Crusader and see how it goes. So there, I answered your pointed question. Sorry, it was a very pointed question, Gary.
Right. I think we're going to activate the support group. So we are at a +1 on the snafu roll. We're not optimal distance. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope, we're not. Where's the HQ?
You've got to be at optimal.
Well, not unless that counts as his entry hex.
1.
It's 5 hexes away.
Let me see.
Is it 5, 2, 15 inclusive? I think it is.
Oh my God! Is that now? That's not the that's not.
So that is optimal distance then.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So in that case, +2
for the historical situation. I could not see them not setting you up in. Yeah, it made no sense.
All right. So that's a full activation.
Full activation. Boom.
All right.
Boom.
So let's see what we can do here. Bearing in mind what this formation actually is, which is a pile of infantry. Which is fine. All right, so one, two, three. Okay, so let's just to say it. I'm not placing objectives.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I could have placed them on your guys, but I was basically I wanted to do what I wanted to, which was a rumbling, bumbling engagement. Yeah. So it's like I am officially not placing objective. I think there's going to be a brouhaha down here. That's my guess. A brouhaha.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, John, I hope they hammer it out. I really want to say that this is a keeper. I really do like what it's doing in terms of like divisional or formation integrity and using those concepts. I really, really like that. Yeah, I rolled for fatigue, but I stayed fresh, military board gamer. Yeah, we're not doing chit draws. No. In fact, I rolled a 4. Fresh.
Six and a half. 7.5. 8.5. Or close enough. All right.
Yeah, I think based on how the system works, I mean, it's good that they have a chit activation option, but I think it feels completely wrong with every other way this game works. No, they have a chit draw option, Patchwork Pictures. That's actually like an optional
Yeah.
rule.
Actually, the local guys that tried it very early on around here, after last Blitzkrieg came out, somehow I had the impression that that was the way you played it, with the random chit draw. And I looked at that and I'm like, no, I wouldn't really want to do this that way. That really turns this into a very different thing.
Right.
All right, so
The whole idea is built around the idea that you're selecting formations and their support and all that, and then adding a level of randomness to it just feels like a great idea somebody had, which is why it's optional, because it means not play tested. Yeah, I think you're right, Gordon. I think you're right.
all right. So we actually don't have to roll for fatigue.
Okay, yeah, because you just roll.
So we'll roll for a second, try for second activation, which no way. All right, so support's done.
No way. The way you phrased it amused me. And the answer to that is no way. So, all right. So I'm gonna turn off this guy's screen thing again. All right. So who? Well, you're not coming after Ariete with this. You're coming after, trying to come south and combine. Well, does Ariete have anything it can do for you? I don't think I want to. Yeah, we're gonna try to activate Ariete. Come on, Italians. All right. So they're fresh. They're just like the Germans in terms of their activation. So they're fresh. Where's their damn train?
It's up the road behind him to the
They're an op.
northwest.
I
They
can
should
eyeball
be.
and say that, yeah, they're an optimal. They're on a road and they're fresh. Oh my God. This is a net +1 for Ariete. So let's see what happens. Let me flip them. Let's see what happens with their snafu roll. That's a full. God
Mm-hmm.
bless you, Ariete. All right, so we'll start with you. Half 1, half 2, half 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10.
Military board gamer, I personally like the chip pull mechanic. And it may be that unfamiliarity with the systems here and how the dynamic works is what's causing me to say I don't think random chip pulls feels right for this. But normally it's a mechanism that I don't dislike at all.
Neither do I. I actually like the mechanism. I just don't think it's necessarily like everything should be a cheat and everything should be, it depends on the game, right?
Well, I mean, we have
Yeah.
we have the snafu roll to reflect that on command uncertainty, right?
Right.
So,
That
which is what chip pull normally accomplishes.
I think
So,
Gordon, aka Panza, hit it right on the head. It's really for solo.
oh, that's true.
If you're soloing.
That's a very good point. I think it would be totally fine if you were soloing this.
Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 7. And you can go 12, so you can time. There we go. 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. And flip. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11. Yeah, up there. And
I had to
wow,
mute myself to save everybody from having to hear my coughing
you're gonna
fit.
get. Do you have
So,
COVID?
no, I've
Just
had some water that went down the wrong way.
he's gonna end up
Although I did
there.
go to the grocery store yesterday, so possibly.
You could have putting
You
your
know
life
that
at
son of
risk.
a bitch that bought all the flour? That was me.
So we're gonna go here. We're gonna be out of optimal. Let me move all this stuff. Boop. All right. Trying to get us all sick.
I should be clearly drinking liquor instead of water.
I think you need some whiskey. Okay, so that's it, Ariete.
I'm happy to report that the state of Ohio considers the liquor store to be an essential business, and they are not closed right now.
So we are just fresh. We're no longer an optimal because we have boogied. So this is just first let's see if we get that activation before we actually roll the snafu. Right. Okay, here we go. Yes, we do. Let's get a snafu. That is another full for Ariete. The Italians are coming to save the day. So we are going to cut your main supply route. 1, 2, 3. So I'm jumping 7th Brigade, Armor Brigade, and 4th Armor Brigade's trains. So let's do 4th first. See if it's hard or soft. That is hard.
Hard.
Right. So you need to flip and move.
Hold on 1 second. I'm looking that up. All right, so that will Ghost that. And I just relocate that pretty much wherever, right?
Yeah. Yeah, military board gamer. I don't just, but you've already got a snafu roll in this game that takes away godlike control. That's why I'm not in, like, even if I just wouldn't play this one as a chip pull option. Like if I was playing another person. There's mechanisms built into it already.
Yeah.
So
As
for me,
Panza
yeah.
mentions, though, for if you were solitaring this, then I would actually consider that,
Right, right.
even with Snafu. All right. So the other one,
Okay, yeah, go ahead and roll.
that's a soft.
That's a soft. So you're probably going to want to move it anyway because I'm going to be on your
Are you
MSR.
done moving?
No, I got to go.
Well,
That's
then finish your
4,
stuff.
5, 6, and a half. Which way do I want to go? Papa Navarone gun always taught me that what you want to do is get the enemy between 2, 4, 7, 8 and a half. We're going to jump your headquarters there. Let's see if that's hard or soft. Soft. So he's been jumped to. You can figure out what you want to do later. And we're going to go here. And we are to try and do a barrage. But in order to do the barrage, we've got to try to drop support on the unit that's with the headquarters. So we go to, because you're in limited support. I'm sure both.
Yeah.
I'm sure this limited support should probably be up here.
It should.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where it's attached. That's where that is.
Just messing with you. So, all right. So we got support involved. You've got a 4. What's your limited AV? 2. So you're 3 and 2. Sorry, that's 5. And I am the Italian, so I am only 4. It's not good. This is a -1 on support involved. Here we go. That's a 5. That's fire, loss, and traffic. So boom. Traffic in that hex. Traffic.
I got traffic.
Yeah. And a loss. And we are not going to try that again. So now you may jump everybody who I've moved through on the way there. If you so desire. The support headquarters and the...
Oh, that's the 7th Armored moves as well. So that does not ghost?
They ghost. Yeah, you get jumped, you ghost.
Okay.
Yeah.
So well, we might
So
as well put him back here.
if you move, or you could have stayed put, but you don't want to stay put. You're in the situation I was above. I jumped somebody because I was like, yeah, you're blocking my supply route. I don't really want to deal with that. Okay, so we keep going. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6, 7. Very good about your command ranges. 7, 8, 9, 10. Now what we're gonna... Is that 7th armored?
Yes.
Where the? Wow, you really went down the wrong way. Vulnerable. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That guy in the support group I've just moved adjacent to, he's out of command range, so he has no support. So we are going to barrage the crap out of him twice and hope we get lucky. So you are in no kind of terrain that's helpful.
No.
Just the middle of the desert. All right. So we need a 3 or 6. Here comes the first roll. 3 to 6. First roll, nothing. Second roll, got him. 1 step lost by that unit in the support group. Now comes down, barreling down the road, the other last group of tanks from area 2. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 'And I think we're gonna sit there and screw with your supply. Yeah. And then Ariete support guys are gonna go. It's like a quarter. 1, 2, 3. 1. No, they're actually gonna flip. Oh, it's only 2. Terrain. Half for leg. Yeah, they're just gonna do this. They're gonna go there. And then these guys are gonna go. We gotta move up the road. Yep, that's a good spot. This guy's gonna go there. This guy's gonna go thither. And thither, is that a word? I don't know.
Yes.
Yes, it is. I invented it. Okay, so boom. Ariete is complete and done. Done. Enter done mode. Okay.
Check your fatigue.
Let's see what happens, shall we? I did engagements, so here we go. Nothing. Más fuerte. Fresca. Al fresco. Over to you, sir. He shifted if he wished, military board gamer. That's why he shifted.
All right. So we're going to activate 4th Indian Brigade. Let's pull this thing off of here because that's not of any use.
Speaking of bathrooms, that's what I'm about to go do.
All right.
Show return.
So it's good. All right, so for the sake of argument, we're going to put the HQ right here, flip him, and make the snafu roll. This is fresh, so +1, no additional modifier. He's not in optimal distance. The supply trade is in an empty entry hex, which means that we're not subject to that lower limit of 5, but he's got to still be at least 5 hexes away from the entry hex, as far as I can tell. No, as long as it's less than 15. So he is. So it's actually +2. That's a full activation, which is good. We needed a full activation. So we're going to go 1, 2. We got to look and see how these mines work. I think I actually enter the mines hex. Units with an assault arrow and a leg MA currently showing can breach. One unit which must be moving by leg MA enters the minefield hex and is finished. So this guy will move 1, 2, enter the minefield hex. This guy will move 1, 2, and enter the minefield hex. This guy will go 1, 2. Not enter any additional hexes. That's dumb. Let's go up here. All right, but how do these naval? When do those activate? All right, we'll wait for Patrick to get back to do that because we're going to barrage some of this stuff in here. They can fire once per day, but with any desired activations. So, pulling the mines up again, just to make sure this is going to work. When the activation ends, flip the mine or wire marker to its breached side. You can only reach one mine marker or wire hex side per activation. So our second activation chance is on a 5 or 6, 4, 5, or 6 with fresh. Itinerant hobbyist, welcome. Thanks everybody else for tuning in here too. We're on slight pause at this time. We've got a bit of a pickle down here for those just tuning in with British 4th Armored and the support group who are kind of bottled off here. That's going to be a problem. But nobody's done yet. Oh, hold on a second. We're going to have to take this one back. I think that's not where that needed to be. So last Blitzkrieg is, which I have, is just really a huge game. So I don't know that I think this is all that slow, really. I guess if you look at it in terms of counters moved per hour, it probably is slow. But in terms of OCS, where you would have a far larger number of counters, I don't know that it's particularly slow. Or I don't really know that you would have a far larger number of counters, to be honest about it. I mean, the same situation is basically replicated in DAC. So I would have to look at that. DAC is a game I haven't really ever looked at particularly closely. So, and I do think that with at least with experienced players, I do think this. Well, neither one is a super fast moving game. I wouldn't say, but Last Blitzkrieg is enormous. So, and you're going to have a great deal of stuff, especially on the German side, acting on that first turn. I would expect. We're gonna have to have a discussion about Seventh Armored. I moved them wrong. They shouldn't have moved there. On the other hand, I think they're kind of stuck. Now is a good opportunity to look up a couple of things here.
I have returned.
Okay, we got a couple things to do here. If you look over by Solemn, or over by Hellfire Pass, I should say.
Right.
We've activated that 4th Indian Brigade.
Yeah, I see them.
Moved some guys up. There's no objectives placed here, but
right.
We do have these naval units which
trying
can
to
go anytime during the turn. I'm trying to remove the wire or the mines.
Right.
Which will happen at the end of the turn, or the end of the activation, and we'll see about a second activation, although they don't have a great chance to do it.
But you can pummel me, yes.
Well, with the naval, yes.
Yes.
So we're going to do that. So we're going to... The one guy in 3630...
The HMS Aurelius.
Let's see what happens with him. Now, he's going to be in terrain... Are they in prepared defense as well? Yeah, it's same deal.
Yep.
So that's a D6. That's nothing. How about the other naval unit?
The HMS.
That's a step loss.
That's a something. So we take a step. Ooh.
Okay.
We're very, very weak on the wire.
And at the end of the activation.
The mines are removed, and I got to go real close. Hexside terrain. Is there wire too? I think there.
That's the fort hexes. That's not wire.
Okay. Okay.
I see no wire down in that area.
No.
Well,
Okay.
there is, but to the west. All right, let's try for the second activation. No way.
No
All
way.
right, so that's done.
So
And it's your activation.
it is my activation. So what to do? What to do? Conf group do we have over here? We've got Bach. Do I have? Oh, I have your favorite type of standoff you hate.
Well, I know that's something somewhere.
Yeah, yeah. So, conf group Bach has. Yeah, we're gonna activate him.
Okay.
Flip. And he, of course, has 2 magic 88s
Right.
that are dispersed, but can concentrate and fire at will anywhere. We all know you and I both have heartburn with. So what we're going to try to do is, do you have support? That's the question. Does not look like it.
I don't believe so.
No. So we're going to try to light up the guys on the coast road with some 88 action.
Okay.
Let me look at. Are you in any kind of terrain? No. You're in a
Nope.
minefield trying to clear it in the open. So here we go. On a 3 to 6, you take a loss. Nothing from 88 number 1. And 88 number 2 is going to try to light that guy up. Nothing. So nothing from the magic 88. And nobody else is doing anything there. So we're going to try to do a second activation with Bach. Low fatigue. Let's see if he's not fresh. Oh, you know what? I forgot to snafu. But I'm prepared defense. So max partial anyway. Here we go. It is a partial.
Okay, so that was all fine.
Yeah. Right. So let's do
so now do
fatigue
the
roll.
fatigue. No,
No
he's
fatigue.
not fatigued.
He's fresh. So he's optimal. I believe. Where's his train?
It's back and forth to Pooza.
Yeah, he's tracks, but he's optimal, but he's fresh, so it's a net 0 for the Germans. So let's see what happens. That is another partial. And we're going to do the same thing all over again. We're going to try to barrage that guy twice. Make sure Bach has no artillery. So here's barrage number 1 from the 88s. Nothing. Barrage number 2 from the 88s. Can roll nothing but 2s. Bach is done.
Okay.
Over
I guess
to
I
you,
could have
sir.
taken that artillery point from 4th Indian Brigade and barraged with that as well. I didn't actually think of that. Oh well.
Itinerant hobbyist. I had to go use the restroom. What do you want from me?
Okay.
Not to tell Gary, just to leave?
Man's got to go when he's got to go.
Yeah, just leave and have him talking to nobody?
Well, I was talking at least part of the time.
I feel criticized.
All right, so I screwed that up and put 7th Armored supply trains in a dumb spot. But I don't feel I could take it back now because that would have changed the way you moved probably with the rest of Ariete. So, so I think what we're going to do then is there's only actually, as far as I recall,
one other formation right now.
There's only one other formation, which is 22nd Panzer.
You do.
Or
22nd
Armored, I should say.
Yeah, 4th Indian is done, right?
4th Indian starts the game done, yeah.
Right.
All right, so 22nd, this counts as optimal distance, and it is fresh, so it's a +2 to the snafu roll. That's a full. All right,
that is indeed.
Let's just put that off to the side for now. Hope we don't forget to fix it. So we're going to stay in move mode here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whoops, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So that's as far as we could get.
Good point. Got a second fatigue roll for Bach. Let me do that real quick. No fatigue.
Okay. All right. So next, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 12, 13. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10.
It's the only live chat
12,
I've seen with like 2 retracted messages in there. I wonder if people were cursing.
13, 14, 15, 15 and a half. Oops. It worked perfectly until the very last hex. Okay. The infantry 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12. So then the question becomes, where does the trains and the HQs go? This guy actually should be flipped to activate. Let's get it to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's a little too far.
I think we're good, Dean. Hi, nice of you to show up. But I think we're just playing.
Hey, Dean, how's it going?
Yep.
I think we've had some clarity as far as looking rules up is all. But let's see here. How many formations do you have left?
15th Panzer. It's its second activation, so we'll see what goes down. And
where is
Weichmann.
that?
Weichmann, way up north. Kind of along the coast, yeah.
Okay. What that Africa division, is that locked? That is locked, isn't it?
Yep.
That's very suboptimal.
What?
The HQ's got to stay on a road.
Yep. And you can still get a second activation out of these guys. That's possible.
That's theoretically possible. But seems unlikely since I haven't made one yet. All right. I think we will now. See, I have a choice to make here, right? We have. I can choose to move the trains now, and subject myself to the ghost penalty.
Correct.
Or I can choose to move the trains on the second activation, which I might not get, and then we're out of the right distance, and we're vulnerable from being cut off. So I feel like I have to move them now.
I think that's rational.
So we'll move them up.
I did not do that with Ariete, which is going to cause me problems.
Say, can move them up there. Say, well, you got problems right now with Ariete's trace.
Right.
So, all right. Oh, I didn't do any shooting of any kind, so we don't need to roll for.
Nope.
Don't need to roll for fatigue. So let's roll for the second activation, and we do get one. How about that?
Yes.
All right, so we're ghost trained, so -1, but we are fresh, so that cancels out. So we're straight up roll here. That is a partial, which is fine. I'll deal with that. That's cool. We actually that's an additional -1 because I'm tracing on tracks, but it's still a partial. All right. Ariete has support. It does. Okay. All right. So leave these guys in move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5. And we will engage that support unit from Ariete. So, the way I see it, I'm a 4, and you're a 3.
I see that exactly the same way. So go ahead.
Six plus 1 is 7 target drops.
Okay. So
I got the marker. Hold on.
Okay.
Not that means anything because there's no objective.
Nope.
So, but that's okay.
Now you can just do a barrage. Or keep moving.
I could use my air.
Or keep moving, or use air. Yes. All those things. Fingertips.
Yeah, that was what was that? Let me turn movement trace on here. He started here, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5, 5.5, 6.5. That will do. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6.5.
So remember, before you move that other guy, this is the time you want to do a barrage with the guy if you want to do it. Because you moved and you engaged, all that kind of.
I guess I could do the barrage, can't I? So yeah,
yes.
I got no reason not to do that. All right. So you are in the open. So let's go with this CLY.
Right.
Something yeoman probably. British had the best unit names. So let's roll that. That's a 4. That sounds like a step loss.
That is indeed a step loss. Decrease.
All right, and then it'll finish its movement.
Yeah.
Then this guy will move up, and it will take 2 barrage shots.
Okay.
So that's 1, 2. That's 2 more losses.
Okay.
All right, and this guy will go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It will take his 2 shots. That's 1 more step loss.
Yeah, and he is dead. Sent to graveyard. Support dropped.
I will just take my support drop marker back. Did we put the AR in the anti-support shot? Dean, I thought the unit had no AR. If you mean the defender's AR, there was no factor on the counter.
Yeah, let's keep going.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sure.
Yeah, air already does require an objective. You're correct, Jonas Molting.
Ah, okay. All right, and then put this. Let me make sure I can get him there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This guy can move up yet too, so he'll go here. And then since the trains are ghosted anyway, we might as well put them right back here. I assume that the HQ's move is also limited to half.
Well, I can't. You broke up.
Oh, yeah. He's right. Use the support's AV plus the host unit's AR. So there was no AR on the host unit, but there was support AV. So I don't know that we're chasing back through that, but looking at this.
In fact, 88s, but that's
it's 1. So I think
it would have been 4 plus his crappy 3, 7. So yeah, that's all right though. That's why I didn't sweat it. It's like the worst unit from Railway, I think, that you were hammering.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I forgot about that. Whoops. All right. So that's it for 22nd Armored. And that's got to go up here.
Yeah, Dean, that's one of the issues I have with the system is that the air is just so abstracted as like, hey, they're just on call, which is not how air worked. Oh, at this time frame.
So I think you've got 15th Panzer left.
Yes, but I need to try to just do an activation. So.
Oh yeah, because he went on its second activation.
Correct. So here we go. I'm gonna roll 4. I believe I get it. So he's fresh. He's most certainly on tracks, but he is optimal. So it's a net 0. So let's see what happens on the snafu. That is a full. So I need to make hay with 15th Panzer. Flip.
All right. Well, at least we didn't screw that up. The HQ's move is 1/2 of the partial.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't roll for fatigue in the second activation. Let me check that too.
Just go for it.
That is no fatigue. 3 should be no. Let me check that, but I think that's no fatigue.
So.
Yeah, just engagements.
Where do I want to go?
Well, it's easy to miss that. I think. Of course, that's largely going to be a factor of just getting used to it.
So let's see here. I think that's the axis I want to come down. One, 2, 3. Nah, I'm gonna move the HQ. 1, 2, 3, 5. On trucks on a primary road. That's cool. Six, 7. 8.5, 9.5, 10. Let me move all his headquarters stuff. And
You got Bardia 2 to activate, by the way.
Huh? What? What are you saying?
You have the Bardia group or whatever that is. That's
Yeah,
another
I don't.
formation to activate.
Yeah, I'll check it out in a sec. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I don't know if that's just water, man. You've been hacking quite a bit. Oh, let's see.
It's the Black Death.
4, 7, 8,
I'm telling you, man.
9
The plague of Justinian, it's coming back.
and a half, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
I don't know. They're not that bad. They are
And
threes. Most of those units have 4 steps. Well, at least some of them do.
tanks are going to lag behind. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and a half, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, we're good with the command range. Kind of eyeballed exactly where I wanted him. And this guy will be one behind the other tank, one movement point behind the other tank. So he's going to end up there. And these guys are going to go, what is it?
Military board gamer, have a good one.
2,
I
3,
think
4.
that's very interesting, actually. I think we might only finish this
5,
first turn today.
6,
I think I
7,
would like some time to analyze the
8
situation.
and a half, 9,
2/3.
10, 11. We'll send him there. No, actually, we'll keep him there. I think we're going to use him in support. And they're in a rough spot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This guy. 1. Yeah, I think that's the shorter way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
It's 1/3 on the primary. No, it's 1/4. Never mind. You
Yep,
are
yep.
totally doing it right. I think I may have been doing it wrong. Not that that's come up for me yet in this particular scenario.
7, 8, 9, 10 and a quarter. 11. Yeah. Okay. And I don't think. Let me count. Let me count. Let me count. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 9, 10. Yeah, it's worth ghosting him. To like right. One, two, three, four, 5. Right there. That is it for 15th Panzer. And now we shall go to...
So I think you've got 2 left. Which would be Vekmar and Brescia. Or Brescia? Bardia.
Bardia is just staying put. There's no reason to activate them. But the guys I am interested in activating are Vekmar. Like everybody, just I'm not activating anybody in the fortress area. You know, the fortified mind area. Pointless. They're in prepared defense. They're going to stay in prepared defense. And there's nobody that they can shoot at. So this, however, this is an activation I need to do. So, and it's an activation where I'm going to have problems. We did not place coordination marker, but Vekmar.
Oh, they're coordinated.
Yep,
Uncoordinated,
indeed.
as the case
Yep.
may be.
It should be called uncoordinated. Coordination is.
Well, they're having coordination problems.
Yeah, right.
Which is hard to do when you've only got 3 units in the whole formation.
That's one of the lingo problems I have, where it's like, yeah, just call it what it is. Don't, they're uncoordinated. That makes sense. Coordination, at first glance, especially if you're like a Spanish guy who knows English, who's reading the rules or something.
I think we should, since Dean is here, we should suggest that the terminology should change from coordination to confuckered.
Right. To uncoordinated, and that crossing the streams might be better put as supply congestion. Just a thought.
I don't have a problem with crossing the streams, actually.
Yeah,
I think that
but
the sense of that is, even though it might not be.
I've told you my anecdote.
But
I've told you my anecdote of multiple foreign language gamers who know English, who read it and they don't understand because it's too jargony. It's better if the jargon like kind of is what it means. So we're coordinated. We're flipping. I don't know why I moved all that stuff, but here we go. So we're on tracks. We are not optimal. Okay. And we got coordination. So we don't get anything for optimal. We're on tracks, so that's -1, and we're coordination problems, so that's -2. So it's a net basic +1 for fresh. So it's a net of -2 for Vekmar. Let's see what goes down. They get a partial, which is all I can really ask for. And these guys are going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and a half. And these guys are going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And bring their screen with. Screening feels like something they should be doing.
Well, you don't even have the option.
Right.
Well, you did at the beginning of the activation, but
yeah. So they're here. And now this last guy is going to come over and go here. because that's all there is in basically the big ass recon conf group that Rommel created. And put this artillery at, when they get busy, I like to put the artillery at the bottom underneath the headquarters. There we go. And ghost the train again. Oh, the train's right behind him. I don't need to ghost it. But we are certainly not optimal. So that what I'm thinking about doing is, no. All right, so that's that. There's no fatigue, and let's try for second activation. Yes. So right now I am not on tracks. I'm on road. So that's good. It's not a minus, but I ain't optimal. I'm just fresh. So it's a net 0. Here we go. That is a full. And I think at the beginning of the activation, well, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to, these guys can't fire or do anything. But so we're going to keep the screen up, but what we're going to do is move thither. And one thither with our screens. And we're going to ghost the train. Move it back here. And 2, 5. Him back there. That is my second activation. He's done.
So that's it, I think, for you, right? Am I right?
Yeah, I don't even if I had anybody else to activate, which I'm pretty sure I do up by the forts and stuff like that. I'm not activating them. You know, everybody's in the conf group for Hellfire Pass, and I already did Bach just to shoot some fire, and so that's it. We're done.
Okay, I'm going to suggest in that case, what do we have at the end here? Let's see. Remove objectives. Deactivate everybody. Reset all HQs. We got all these cool little features in this vessel module that we're not really using, like to highlight the activation, highlight the whole formation thing, which is quite nice. And I really just didn't think of that this whole time. So it's a learning experience. I'm going to suggest that we call it for the day.
Sure.
I would like a chance to examine this
and think about what you're doing. Yeah,
garbaged up scenario that we got going on here. With the support group and with 4th Armored. That's their and actually 7th Armored is pretty. I didn't activate 7th Armored. I still get to try to activate them. Well, we're going to try and do that.
So you take back everything you were just saying.
Yeah. Well, we'll finish this one and then we'll be done. All right. So here's the tricky snafu roll, though. So we've got. They are fresh, so they get a +1. Coordination's not an issue, but their trains are ghosted, so that's -1. And they have MSR blocked marker of level X. That's what I'm not following, actually. Because it's clearly blocked. Play the combat table DRM to any unit of the formation. Okay, that's fine. We're not going to actually shoot at anybody if I can help it. But where's that level? That's what I'm not catching.
Control F, MSR.
I think we're looking at 10.0, something like that. The formation's combat trains are off map. Apply an MSR blocked level 1 marker. Or increase its existing MSR block marker. So, okay, so it sounds like if it stays blocked, then it creates a different problem.
Yeah, it just goes up.
All
Right.
right, all right. So in that case, let me pull an MSR block from here, but I'm just going to redo the supply line this turn. So, and it won't be great, but it'll be better than what it is. All right, so we're at a -2 +1, so -1 on the roll. 7. That's actually a full activation. All right,
Yep.
so the first thing we're going to do is probably move that back there, just so we don't forget about that. And then we are going to place objectives.
Okay.
Place that, and that'll be a DT. All right, so let's see what we're going to do here. First thing we're going to do is move this guy up. 1, 2, 3. Damn. One, 2, 3, 4. Okay, cool. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And we have to shoot at that, so we're going to.
Okay.
So pulling up engagement. Looks like I have a 6 and you have a
4. They are not good tanks. These are M40s. Yes.
right, but
So,
we're using the AR from your. Okay, yeah, that includes the AR from the support. Wait a
right.
minute, that's
So,
my support. Damn it.
right.
Where's
So
Arietes?
I have 88s.
So you're going to use the 88s for this then.
Yes.
All right. All right. So you have a 6, right?
7. 3 plus 4 is 7.
Ah, okay.
3 is my AR, right?
All right.
So
well,
now this is until my support drops, right? Right. Then you're just engaging the unit.
right.
So
All right.
that's
Well, this is the only unit that can. Well, that's not actually true. It's the only unit that can get there in combat mode anyway. All right. So -1 to the roll. Support involved. That's a 5. No result. Do it again. That's a 9. That is target drop.
right. So we got a target drop.
So put that there. All right. And the objective is on top of that. All right. That guy's done. So now we'll move up and go 1. We're going to have to actually put this guy in move mode in order to get there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put him here, and we'll barrage.
It's not a barrage. This is now an engagement because I have AV.
Oh, that's true.
Right.
Well, support's dropped, so it looks like it's going to be a 5 to 4 then.
Correct.
Right? We agree?
Right.
All right.
Right.
So
Support,
net,
no support involved. Right.
net +1. That's a 7. That's a that's a target drop, which turns into no result here. So I need an 11 or. Oh wait. Yeah, you're right.
You
It's
use the
both
no
lost.
support involved table.
Yep.
Right. Yeah.
You are right. So I lose and you lose. I'll let you take your own loss. Do it again. That's an 8, which is same deal. And this guy's done.
Hold on a second.
Ah! That's actually a 9. It's a double objective. Sorry about that. I missed it.
You're going too fast.
I'm sorry.
Okay. You need to walk yourself through the table as you do it.
Okay. Till we get fully used to it. All right. So it's 5 to 4. Okay. So there's a net +1 plus another one for the double objective zone.
Right.
And you don't have support anymore.
No.
Okay. So it's a +2. So the first time that I rolled was an 8, which is a both loss,
Right.
which I think we took, right? We both took?
Right.
Okay.
Correct.
All right. And then the second one was a adjusted 9, which is a target loss and retreat.
Right. So I take 1. And then I have to retreat 3. So I go 1, 2, 3 to there.
And that'll move with him.
All right. That was your second engagement.
Yes.
So he can't move anymore.
Yeah,
right?
he's done. He moved his. Yeah. All right. So next. Actually, move this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There.
You're right, Dean. He's there.
46, 20. Oh, I see what he means. No, I should be in this hex. Yeah, because this guy's got his own AR.
Right.
So
Yes.
he'd have been doing it from this hex. That's fine.
Yes. So then when I get my retreat result, I can go 1, 2.
Okay. That works for me. All right. This guy goes 1, 2, 3, 4.
Which hex did you come in from? On the road?
Yeah, it would have been. Hold on. Let me take that. Let me move him back. You're right.
So remember, all my other guys still
Yeah.
have 88 Zocs.
Yeah. All right. So what we'll actually do? Take this
Magical.
guy.
The magical 88s. Coalesce and dissipate.
Six, 3.5, 4.5, 5.5. All right. So we're gonna hit this guy. This is also in a double objective zone. We're at a 5, and you're at a 7.
Yes. So your first shot is to try to drop support.
Yeah, well, we'll try and do it. You have an actual unit under that HQ too, right? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, look at that. That's a 9, which is target dropped.
Right. So he's dropped. I'll clone this.
Okay, good.
Okay.
And now we can just barrage, right? Because there's no AR there.
Yeah. This is just a straight up barrage.
All right. So barrage, and he's in the open.
Yep.
That's a step loss.
Actually, no. I lie. Increase steps. See, I've got another infantry unit that's still throwing a Zoc there. So you've got to make him drop.
Oh. Okay. All right. So that guy is a 7 again. So that is okay. So we have 5 to 7. So -2 +1 for the double objective. So -1. So that's a 6, and that is target drops.
Right. But that's all his fire, so he's done.
Yes. Okay. That's okay. Oh, you got it. Let's poach one of these. All right. And then this guy will move up 1, 2, 3.5. And here's where we do the combat table modifier. All right. So we will spend the 1 artillery. Wait. We can do air barrage. We have 2 air points, right? We have an objective here. So we're going to do 2 barrages on that guy in 4820. How many steps does he have? 4?
Okay. Yes.
So we'll throw 2 air on him. He's in the open. So 1, 2. That's a big nothing. Then we'll do the combat. It was worth doing. So here, however, we have. Let's see. I have it's AR to AR. So you're a 3.
Yep.
All right. So we're currently at a +1, +2 for the artillery point from the HQ
suppression
to do a suppression mission. We can pull in assists. They don't have to be leg units to do assists, right?
You already used them. They're doing engagements.
I didn't think that made any difference.
Let's find out.
You were right. You were right. They can't. Not because they are finished.
Right.
Okay.
They've done all they can do.
Yeah. All right. So we no assist. All right. So that I lost where we were at now. So it's 4, 2, 3, and I have a +2 for the suppression, plus 1 for
double objective.
Double objective. And I think that's it then, right?
Is your MSR block marked? Yes. So you get a -1.
Okay. So that's 4 + 2 is 6 to your 3.
Right.
Okay, so +3 to the roll then. So let's see what happens. That's a 12.
Good roll. It's a good roll. It's a D1 retreat.
D1 D retreat, yeah.
So he takes a loss, and he retreats 3-1.
Now, Dean says the guys that use their fire events can still assist. That does make a difference, because if it's a 13, then it's 2 losses. So are they not considered finished then? A stack becomes finished when it conducts or assists a regular attack. Well, that's interesting, actually. Fails or... Yeah, okay. So the barrages don't finish then. But they become finished for assisting, too. So that is their entire action. So that becomes a 13 then, which is exactly the same, except that it's 2-step losses.
Increase. Let me see. 1, 2. Yeah, 3. It's as good as I can get. 1, no, 3. Oh, back to the headquarters. Right. That's the way it works. Back to the headquarters, which is right adjacent.
Okay.
So.
And then I can advance on that.
Yes.
This out of here. That support dropped as well, but that won't matter in a moment here. Okay.
That's your last activation?
That's my first activation.
Oh, roll to see if you get a second.
Yeah, we'll need to roll fatigue first.
Yeah.
No fatigue, right?
Nope.
1 to 3
One
fatigues.
to three. Yep.
Okay. All right, so no fatigue. So I never flipped him. It's another thing I'm forgetting to do. All right, so he is still fresh. Um,
A 4.
does the MSR affect that, though?
Yeah, it affects the snafu.
Okay. All right. So 3 through 6. He gets a second activation. All right.
No,
So
it's 4 or higher
yeah, but it's +1 for being fresh.
for the second activation.
Yes.
No, that's for the snafu roll.
This is 3.2. All right, hold on. Let me find it. 3.5. I'm pretty sure it does. Conduct a second activation. Roll 1 die. Add 1 to the roll if the formation is fresh.
Ah, you're correct. I've been screwing myself
I'm pretty
on
sure
all
we were
these.
both doing that correctly before, actually.
No, I think I just made them when I got them. I made them so
Yeah,
much.
it never
I
came
think
up
I
because
just
you never had to. You never
yeah,
needed the +1.
right. So all right, go ahead.
All right, so we are all right. So we're fresh, so +1, -1 for ghost trains, -1 for the MSR. So that's a net. Are we optimal distance? I think we might be optimal distance actually. We are actually. So net -1. Am I adding that up right? +1 for optimal, +1 for fresh, -1 for ghost trains, -1 for MSR, -1 for track. So it's a net -1. That's an 8, which is a full. All right. And I forgot to move. If you'll pardon me, that's the HQ's move. He should
Yeah,
have
always.
moved. All right,
Yeah,
actually, so that might put him out of optimal. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. He's out of optimal. So that's actually only an. That's a 7, which is still a full, actually.
Right.
Okay. All right, good. All right, so let's see what we're going to do now. All right, 1, 2. All right, so I can't engage those 88s either, right? Because they're dispersed. But
You can engage units, not the 88s themselves.
All right. Well, let's do it this way then. All right. Let me pull off move markers here, just so I can mark which unit I'm actually using. All right. The unit, Second Royal Tank Regiment, will try to drop drop support. Support drop will come off that other guy, by the way. We'll try to drop support on that big stack. All right.
Okay.
So the way I see it, you have a 7, and I have a 6. So -1, 8. That's target dropped. Okay, so that drops. Now that happens to the whole stack?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's 1 hex.
Okay. All right, so now.
Wait, did you declare an objective?
I should have. Here, I'll move this one down. That's the objective. So, you're right. I'm moving too fast. All right. Which actually does add to the roll. So that roll was a -1.
Plus
I have a
1.
6. You have a 7.
Right.
So it's a 0. So it's an actual 9. It's still target dropped. So we're good. All right. All right. Now I believe I can barrage that hex because it has no
Yes.
support anymore. So we'll do the other fire event for that. That will cause a step loss. And I think we said that it only affects one unit in
You
the
have to
hex.
roll
Oh, per unit. Okay.
one die.
So that was for
Right.
the top unit. The bottom
This
unit
is
is not affected. Okay. Let's see what you have there. I'll try and attack with the. We'll do. We'll use our artillery again for the combat. We will attack with the Withers. Withers will conduct the attack.
okay.
That's a fine name right there. All right. All right. So we'd be at 4 to probably your 3.
Correct.
Dual objective. We'll spend the artillery for the suppression mission.
So let's walk. Yeah. So you got +1 from AR,
Mm-hmm.
right? You got -1 for MSR block. That's 0. Then you get +2 for suppression. So we're at +2.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're in a double objective zone, so that's +3.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got an assist.
Mm-hmm. So that's a
Okay.
plus
So that's
4.
+4.
All right.
So you get +4 to the roll.
All right. That's an 8. That's an A1D A1D situational. All right.
Right.
So,
An extra -1 for me. I forgot about this. 2 units in defender's heck. So
yeah,
it's a
okay.
right. Yep.
So that's a 7.
You take a loss.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I can retreat if I want to. It's situational, but I'm not. I'm going to take a loss. And there's traffic in your hex.
Okay. All right. So these two are done. All right. So we're going to send this guy after. That lone step in Ariete.
It's just a straight up attack. I am 4. You are 6. So it's a +2 on the engagement. No support.
9. Target loss and retreat, which will eliminate him.
He is dead.
All right, I'll take the advance. Can I advance on that, actually? I think I can on an engagement.
You can keep moving.
All right. So that was 1, 2, 3 to move there.
Oh, Dean's
Actually,
right. It's only key terrain means I can not retreat. So I will increase and not take the losses, and we're just going to retreat. And we're going to go like this. I'll move this over here. There we go. Continue.
Okay. All right. So this guy will move
Now remember.
here with his last movement point.
Oh, that's where you're gonna go?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's that?
No, nothing. Just was gonna bring that up. That if you did, you could keep moving, but you had to. Now was the time. So you got looks like one more guy who can hurt me.
Uh huh. I don't see any. All right, so let's move him 1.5. All right.
Right.
So
You
if
barrage me.
I barrage you twice, I could do up to 4 steps actually. Okay, that makes the
Yes.
most sense, and it's a 3 to 6. All right, so I roll 2 dice against the top unit.
I would
No,
just
let's. You're
roll.
right. You're right. Let's do it one at a time. So first die against the top, the first barrage, the first fire event against the top
Right.
unit is a 3. So that's a step loss.
Up, decrease. Increase. Go ahead.
Now
Now the
against the
guy at the
bottom
bottom.
guy, that's a 4. So that's a step loss.
Now roll again for the top guy.
Okay. That's nothing. And again against
And
the
the
bottom
bottom
guy,
guy.
that's
That's
nothing.
not.
Okay. Well, that's not so bad.
Yep.
And that's a now Ariete's not in great shape. I feel like we're gonna have coordination issues here with these units the next turn, but
Yes.
that aside,
That's actually quite historical.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah,
In
it
this,
is.
in
Well,
this,
that's why it's in the game.
no, no, I mean, in this particular, I'm not talking as a concept. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
in this battle, that's the deal. So everybody starts swirling around, right? And
Mm-hmm.
you get these problems. Yeah. So as you can see from the setups, units are going to start crossing each other. So
Yeah.
I'm going to save this as end turn 1. So we know we have admin stuff to do at the beginning.
Yes.
And we will leave it at that.
And that's it. And it's 5 o'clock. Cool. I have time to make
Yeah.
bread for the day.
Yeah, so yeah, Dean, we actually really enjoy the ground aspects of this system. I think there are some problems with 88 attack by fire that we've experienced previously. For me, it just beggars belief that the 88s could be dispersed, throwing out their Zocs for anti-tank, but yet can somehow magically coalesce and do fire events. But I heard you guys are dealing with that. The other thing for me is just probably far from more for me than you, I would say, Gary, is that the simplistic the abstracted artillery and air system seems to not be on the same level as what's occurring on the ground. I think, for me, I'd feel better if there was a little more granularity there that was more reflective of the way, for instance, air was not immediately on call for attack on a battle necessarily, and maybe some differentiation between hard and soft, and maybe some more usage of artillery for things like interdiction and that sort of thing might improve that aspect of the game for me. But in terms of what it's doing for ground units and not in terms of artillery support or air support, it's, I really like what this is doing in terms of taking a formation approach to and taking a better look at command and control, which is very dear to my heart. Something that you didn't. It's one of the reasons I'm still in love with your Brigade Combat Series system. Is that it took a really good look at that and brushed that up. I think we're done, right?
Yeah, I think we're done for the day.
Yes.
We will revisit this next, assuming you are in agreement, and I think you probably will be,
I
next
think I am.
Sunday.
Yes, Sunday is BCS day.
Yep, I guess so. So, yeah, I would like to try and get 2 turns in, but I want time to sit back and pick this apart and analyze what's going on here.
We played smaller scenarios, but this is like a bigger one. Yeah. And if you haven't, like, I did what I did. It's funny, I've just AARing a little bit with Ariete, knowing that I was going to have some problems with them,
Mm-hmm.
because historically, where I was set up in Bir Gubi, you could have jumped my ass and kicked my ass.
Well, that's
So,
actually, that was
that's what happened
the order
historically.
for was it 22nd Armored was go beat on Ariete.
Yeah, Dean, since you responded, one of my solutions I thought of, instead of messing with the number of fires it has, is kind of giving a choice on the 88s to maybe keep them in battery formation instead. So you're either in support, or if they're on their transport side, or something that designates that they're not in truck movement, well, then they're just fire units that exist as fire units in that disposition. I think that would solve that for me. Because then you do have a concentrated battery that can open up on somebody. But yeah, I'm sorry, I just saw the comment from Game Gary.
I do feel like that would help, actually, based on what we saw in the smaller scenarios. I think that would help.
Then you're saying it's a battery and it's a fire platform, and that's what it's doing today, and then tomorrow, if it's spread out, it can't do the fire thing. It's spread, it's providing AT support to the whole formation. But yeah, that's why I did what I did with Ariete, because you could have come up and kicked my butt, and that's what happened historically is in this operation. Day one is that the Italians were getting jumped. So I said, well, let me see if I can cause you some consternation from the other end. But
on the other hand,
right,
I did a ton of complaining about that. The entire scenario. I was like, oh, these idiots, it's ridiculous. And yet, it was not decisive for the scenario. So...
Right. Well, to me, it's because I rolled a bunch of 2s, right? So that's just vagaries of luck, right? So if I rolled a bunch of 3s, right, then you'd be like, wow, he's just lighting my ass up with these 88s that are in anti-tanks.
They did some damage, though. I mean, it's not like
no, I'm not talking about down there. I'm talking about like up north. So you were attacking me getting in the minefield, right?
Yeah.
But I'm spread out in AT support. I had bunch of rolls against you for fire support where I just didn't.
Now, we're talking today or last week?
Today.
Okay, yes. Today you rolled basically nothing for the 88s. You've got less 88s though. You don't have 5 88s down here.
They're coming.
So
yeah, they're coming with 21st and 15. Yeah. So all I'm saying is like that's why to me it's not like, well, it changes from this one. It can a little bit, but it's about, that's why for me it's always about, in that case, like the cause, the function. I mean, it's just like, just because I rolled some 2s, I could be rolling nothing but 3s or 4s tomorrow. You know what I mean? And then you're just like, well, how are you defending against tanks while you're concentrating to beat me up with these 88s?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense, which, and I think your frustration with, you weren't just frustrated the last time. I was frustrated with it. I was doing the damage to you and I'm like, I don't believe this, I got 5 88s and I'm just, stopping your tanks with them, but still hammering you, so for me, a solution would be just that, like, something where if they were, you're either in support or you're just a battery. So treat the side like, let me pull the counter off here and stand off support 88. All right. So flip. That's the support side. And if he's like that, forget how much he can move and all that. He's in support. Okay. And then flip, right? Then it's a battery. Do you follow what I'm saying? Yeah. That, or some third mode marker that says battery probably would solve it based on the values on how the counters work currently. If there was a marker that said, or this, change label, battery. Now he's in battery mode. He's not in support. He's on that side. He's not standoff. He's a battery and he can fire 2 hexes, but he's still in his singular position, has AV, and can do things.
Well, the other thing with what, and this actually just came up until it occurred to me that they're in support. You can't really, they're dispersed among the units, the formation's units. So they're invulnerable to independent attack, right? But at the same time, they can focus and
right. I'm spread out
barrage attacks on.
Those are some busy trucks. Those are some busy trucks, man. Within like 8 miles, they're loading those guys up to concentrate them and then spreading them out. Right. So that's why if they had a battery mode, that would solve the problem, right? So then they're either moving, right? They're in support, or they're in battery mode, which means they're not in standoff support. They are an existing combat unit on the map, and that's what they do. But that's the only time that they could do fire, is if they're concentrated as a battery. I don't know. So anyway, but that's
anyway.
You gotta go bake bread.
That's right.
Goodbye,
I'm
everybody. We'll
conducting.
see you on BCS Sunday next
Yep,
Sunday.
we'll be here at 2 p.m. Eastern Time on Sunday, and probably we'll talk about this after we kill the stream. We might get together for some non-BCS stuff sometime during the week as well.
Yes. Goodbye, everybody.
So,
Have a great night.
I would like to wish everybody a great time. We'll see you next time.